Hi, Shane here. You're watching Sam for God, and this is Mark. Check her out.
So hi guys, how are you doing? We are well and truly into January now, into the new year, into 2018. However, one thing that I've been doing for the past few years that I haven't done yet on this channel is to talk about some of the major things that I did in 2017. So last year I made a video about the 16 things I did in 2016. The year before that I made a video about the 15 things I did in 2015. So of course, this year it's time to make a video about the 17 things that I did in 2017. Now 2017 overall, I'm not gonna lie, was quite a difficult year for me, especially the beginning of it. The first half of 2017 was very hard. It had some difficult moments. It taught me a lot, and a lot of it honestly I can't even remember very much because I was in such a weird frame of mind. I wasn't myself at all, especially in the first, maybe I'd say 4 or 5 months of it. But towards the end of it, things became very good, and by the end of 2017 I was so happy, and probably the happiest I've ever been. So I'm very lucky. I feel like it was a year that taught me a lot, and it was a very much journey kind of year. Like I went on a full-on journey. I went on a roller coaster ride in 2017, guys, but I came out of it happier than ever, so it's all good. But yeah, let's talk about some of the things that I did in 2017 that I feel are worth mentioning. Let's talk about one of the things that I did towards the beginning of the year. I think it was around February time, and that's the fact that I got to see Maggie Smith and Judi Dench in person. They were doing a Q&A at a theatre, I can't remember the theatre name, in London, and I was lucky enough to be able to go and watch them do this Q&A, and it was just incredible. Just being in their presence was phenomenal. I think Maggie Smith and Judi Dench are two of the most incredible actors of our time, and especially Maggie Smith for me. Obviously she's been in Harry Potter, she's been in so many phenomenal shows and TV shows, and I just respect her. I just think she's phenomenal. Like I'd love to properly meet her one day, and just being in the same room as her for a couple of hours was incredible, and just like hearing her words of wisdom and how down to earth they both are actually, and funny, and it was just an incredible thing, and I really cherished that day. The second thing I want to talk about is not as happy and positive, and it's the fact that for the first time in my entire life I complained at a Disney park. Now this was actually in Disney World in Florida back in March, and it was on our last full day. It was in Magic Kingdom, and long story short, a cast member just was not cooperative at all. She wasn't rude, but she was just so unhelpful, and due to her unhelpfulness and the fact that she just didn't know what she was doing and she had no clue what she was saying, I ended up not being able to meet a character that I could have easily met had she not given me the wrong information. And because it was our last day, obviously there was no chance for me to meet the character again, and I know that's not a big deal in the grand scheme of things, but for me it was the principle of it that really annoyed me, and I felt like I had to. I was just annoyed. I was like, I'm gonna have to go to the City Hall in Magic Kingdom and just let them know about this particular cast member. Like I didn't go in there angry saying, oh my god, blah blah blah, because apparently that's what angry people do. I just went to the City Hall very calmly and explained to them the situation. I was like, look, you've got this cast member at this particular location, blah blah blah, and she does not know what she's saying. It's very unhelpful, and she could potentially make a lot of other guests unhappy as well if you don't talk to her or maybe like give her more training. And that was all I did. I didn't expect anything from them. I didn't want anything from them. I just explained the situation, and that's all I did. And Disney was very kind. They apologized. They were like, thank you so much for being so understanding, blah blah blah. Like I think they were just very happy that I wasn't angry. That I was just very like understanding about it, and that's just how I am generally. I find it really hard to complain, let alone about Disney. And who would have thought that like of all the places I would complain, it would be in Disney World? But you know, it happens. There are some bad cast members everywhere. There are some bad staff members everywhere, and like I said, this particular cast member wasn't even like rude. She just had no clue what she was doing. So that was a first for me, and you can be rest assured that since then I haven't made any other complaints about Disney. Speaking about Disney, in 2017 I got to experience all 4 seasons at Disneyland Paris again for the second year running. In 2016, because I had my annual pass, I managed to go quite a lot, and I experienced every season then, but it was so nice to be able to do that again in 2017. Like I went in springtime, summertime, autumn for Halloween, and then winter obviously for Christmas, and it's just so nice to be able to. I feel very lucky. Like I want you guys to know that the fact that I can do this every single time I go, I feel very lucky. I really do, and just having that annual pass makes me so happy. I never thought that my life would be this, and I'm just very grateful that I can literally live my dreams at the moment. The next thing I did in 2017 that I think is quite major, and I've already kind of touched about it, is that I made a very honest video back in around May time of 2017. It's a very long video, and I feel like it's quite a positive video overall, but it's the kind of video that I never thought I would make. It's the kind of video that I just wasn't sure I'd ever be comfortable enough making, but because like I said, I'd been through a pretty hard time in the first few months of 2017, I just felt like I needed to kind of let it out in a really weird way. Like if you watch that video, I don't even tell you what went on, like, because I feel like that's quite personal and it's not something that I want to share. But just the fact that I kind of, you know, opened up, it's very unedited as well, that video. I just kind of sat, by a beach and just talked about how I felt and how I dealt with this sadness. I think it was really good and it really helped me. And after that trip, because I was in Spain when I filmed it, I felt a lot better and I got the most incredible responses from you guys as well, so thank you so much. If you've watched that video, thank you, and if you haven't watched it, you can still watch it if you want to. I'll leave the link down below if you want to. It's called, I think, Sometimes Life Gets Tough or something like that. And yeah, I feel like for me that was actually like a milestone, like something that I had to do to be able to move forward, and yeah, I'm very proud of it. Very related to that is that in 2017 I actually went on my very first solo holiday, and it was around the same time. It was in May 2017 and it was where I filmed that video as well. I'd always wanted to travel somewhere on my own, and it's something that I'll probably do you know, again in the future because I really enjoy it. But at that point it was one of those things where like I felt suffocated in London. I'd been in London for a long time and obviously I was dealing with quite a lot of things in my head and I just needed some space. I feel like one day I just decided I think the only thing that's going to help me right now is to just go away for a few days, and I'm so happy that I made the step to do this. Like I was going crazy, I really was going like mad. Things were not helping, nothing was working in London, and I was like, yeah, I need to go away. And luckily enough I managed to find a good deal to go away for a few days to Spain, to Malaga on my own. I travelled there on my own. Like I'd been on a plane before on my own many times, but I'd never been in somewhere on my own. Like I'd never gone to another country and to like stayed there on my own. I've always had someone to meet me, so it was just nice to go somewhere that I didn't know anyone in, just by the beach. I hardly did anything in those 3 days. I just kind of sat by the beach, read some books, relaxed, ate, and just thought a lot. Like I needed some time to clear my head and it helped so much, and I really recommend it. Obviously like different things work for different people, but that for me helped a lot and it was great as well. Like I now really want to do it more and like go to actual proper like cities where I can go and explore stuff. I love solo traveling and I'm really glad that I did it for the first time in 2017 because I feel like I've got now the confidence to do it more in the future. Oh yeah, speaking of this, I also did my very first Disneyland Paris solo trip in September of 2017, but that's not a big deal for me because to me Disneyland Paris is like home, so it didn't feel scary or anything at all. It was so natural for me to go there on my own, but I thought I'd mention it anyway. Something else that I did in 2017 is that I became a K-pop fan. Now I've got my friend Sharika to blame for this because she introduced me to this. We did it for a video actually. You can watch the video if you want, if you haven't watched it before, but yeah, I never thought that I'd actually end up loving it so much, but Sharika, thank you, she ended up showing me some really great songs by some really cute boy bands, Korean K-pop boy bands, and I like love it now. I'm so happy that I've been converted almost to a K-pop fan, that I understand it now. Obviously I'm still like quite new to it. I'm not going to say I'm the biggest K-pop fan in the world, but I enjoy it. There are some really great K-pop bands out there, some really great K-pop songs, and I'm really glad to have like this new genre of music to listen to every now and again. It's always good to find new music and I really enjoy K-pop. Another thing I did in 2017 is that I became obsessed with Love Island. Now I've got my friend Sam to blame for this. She got me into it, and once I got into it there was no going back. Like literally I remember back in the summer of 2017 I spent every free time that I had watching Love Island, and if I wasn't watching Love Island I was reading about it. I was watching interviews with them, I was liking people's pictures and their tweets and stuff. I was just constantly thinking about Love Island all throughout the summer, and it's such a trashy, stupid reality show, but sometimes you need a bit of that. Like as long as you're aware of the fact that it's a really bad TV show, it's fine. Like it's absolutely fine to enjoy things like that every now and again. Like I used to be obsessed with Big Brother, and Love Island I didn't realise before I watched it, before my friend Sam got me into it, but Love Island's very similar to Big Brother, and that was my downfall. Once I realised how similar they were, I was like, I knew that I was going to become obsessed, and I did, and it was great. And I even, on the last day of the finale, I got me and my brother some matching t-shirts to wear with some of the sayings of Love Island, and I got some personalised Love Island chocolates that I took to work on the finale because I was unfortunately working that evening and so was my friend Sam, so me and my workmates just enjoyed those chocolates and I got to watch it when I got home after work. But yeah, I love Love Island and I cannot wait for the next season this year. The next thing I did in 2017 is that I had a Moana / Disney themed birthday for my 27th birthday, and I had some of my really good friends over at my house, and I had an amazing Pixar cake, which hopefully put a picture up here. It was just such a great day, and I actually had my birthday event on my actual birthday for the first time. Like I've never done that before. I always spend my actual birthday like just with my family or just doing nothing kind of thing, but this year I just decided I'm gonna actually do something on my birthday on the 29th of July, and it was so great, and I love my friends, and it was honestly, like when I look back on 2017, it was one of my best days of 2017. Like I loved it so much, I felt so much joy, and I owe so much to my friends as well. It was just so, I felt so much love that day, like just having some of my favourite people around me, and you know, my family was here as well, my brother was around, and in the evening we went to see one of my favourite shows, Mamma Mia, to see one of my favourite performers, Caroline Deverell in The Role of Donna. It was just It was such a perfect day and I'm just so grateful for it, and I'm really glad that I vlogged it as well. So if you haven't watched the vlog from my birthday 2017, I'll leave that down below as well. It was an amazing day. Another thing that happened in 2017 that I never thought would happen to me is that I got thrown up on at work by a patron. Yes, and I am somebody who absolutely hates vomit, and like the feeling of being sick, like, or the smell of vomit and sick, oh my god, it just, I cannot deal with it. I very rarely get sick or vomit or throw up myself because I just can't let myself get to the level of having to throw up, because throwing up makes me even more sick. Like, oh my god, like, you know, obviously nobody enjoys sick or vomit, but some people like me, it's just, I can't deal with it, like even the smell of it, oh my god. And what happened was that I don't want to give too much details because obviously it was at work and whatever, but I was at work one evening, and I work at the Royal Opera House, if you didn't know, which is like a theatre and stuff, and the show's on, and it was an opera I think that was on, and I was just in the auditorium, the show was going on, and this lady started to leave, and like I could hear her like high heels on the floor, and I went to her to see what was wrong. As soon as I get to her, she threw up on me. Like literally I was like, are you okay, madam? And it was like psh. Thankfully it wasn't actually in my face, it was all over my top and my trousers, which is almost as bad, but at least my face was safe. But yeah, I was in shock for a few seconds. I was like, I don't know what to do. Obviously I wanted to make sure that the woman's alright, so I left to like tell my managers, and like they dealt with her and stuff. I think she just had a little bit too much to drink, to be honest. But anyway, it kind of became like the topic of work that night. Everyone found out about it, and I worked with so many people. It was kind of fun actually, you know, looking back at it. If it was going to happen to anyone, it was going to happen to me. And it's just funny because like I said, I'm so careful. Like even when I see someone, a friend or a family member vomit, I'm always so like aware of it, and like I try and have my distance to it. And the fact that I was thrown up on by a stranger, like, oh, it's one of those things that I never imagined would happen to me, especially not at work, and it did, and it's fine. Life goes on. I still love my job. The next thing I did in 2017, which is still one of my absolute highlights of my life really, is I finally got to see Celine Dion in concert live with my brother. It was a birthday present for my family, and the fact that I got to see it with my brother as well, because me and my brother grew up listening to Celine Dion songs thanks to our mother. My mum used to listen to Celine Dion songs all the time, so Celine Dion songs used to always be playing in our house when we were young, and literally most of my childhood memories are somehow related to Celine Dion. Like when I listen to Celine Dion songs, I'm instantly taken back to my childhood, and it's so scary and so weird and so nostalgic. And seeing Celine Dion on stage, like live in concert with my brother, honestly meant so much. We both cried, we both felt nostalgic, we both went through all the emotions that night, and it was one of the most special nights ever, to be honest. Like I don't get to spend too much time with my brother anymore because he doesn't live in London, so we don't get to see each other often, so to have an evening like that, you know, seeing someone that means so much to both of us was just really nice. And again, I vlogged that evening, so if you want to see me cry and my brother, and also see us sing as well, and just to see Celine Dion a little bit, go and watch the vlog from that. It was an incredible night, and I cannot wait to hopefully one day see Celine Dion again, because she is phenomenal. The next thing I did in 2017, which I thought was quite exciting, is I went to Kew Gardens for the first time. Now, if you don't know what Kew Gardens is, it's like a garden area, like a park situation in London, and I've been wanting to visit it for so long, basically since I moved to London, to be honest, and I just hadn't had the chance until this year. And they had this really cool exhibition where they had all these like dry flowers hanging up from the ceiling. It was absolutely beautiful. I'm actually gonna insert some like pictures next to me whilst you're watching, but it was so cool, and it was such a lovely day. I went with my friend Luca, and he loves plants and he loves nature, so it was like a perfect person to go with, and we just had a really great day just being in nature, around nature. And like I said, the exhibition was amazing as well, and Kew Gardens, just like, I want to go back, I want to become a member. It was just a very like relaxing way to spend a day, and because I live in London as well, I don't get to see like greenery as often as I'd like to be honest, and it's not something that I think about on a regular basis, because you know, I just get on with my life. I go to work, come back, all I see is like buses and cars on the tube, and it was just really nice to just kind of be away from everything, be like in the calm of nature for a few hours, and I'd definitely do it again. And I'm really glad that I finally have achieved my goal of going to Kew Gardens, and I'd definitely go back. Another incredible thing that happened in 2017 for me is that I reached 5,000 subscribers towards the beginning of the year, and then later on I also managed to reach 6,000 subscribers, and now we're very close to 7,000, guys, which is incredible. I honestly genuinely cannot believe what has happened with the whole situation with my YouTube channel. Like, I know that in the grand scheme of things I'm a very small channel, but honestly to me it's just incredible to know that like 6,000 something people watch my videos. That is just insane. Like, that's a lot of people. To me, that's a lot of people. I mean, I know some people are like, no, you have to have millions of subscribers for it to be something exciting, but no, it doesn't matter. It's not about numbers only. Like, every single person who watches my video means a lot to me, and to me, those 6,000 something people are actual genuine people, and that's incredible. So Lord have mercy, who knows what's going to happen in 2018. I feel like we can easily reach 10,000 by the end of the year, so that's my goal. I'd like it to happen, but if it doesn't, it's fine. I'm so happy with the audience I have at the moment, and you guys are just the best, so thank you. Speaking of that, I hosted my very first meetup in 2017, and there's a whole vlog of that if you want to see it. It was during Vlogmas on the 2nd day of December 2017, and Lord have mercy, I was so nervous before it happened, but everyone who came to my meetup, like, you guys, like I'm saying, you are the best. Like, I had such a great day, and everyone who came was so lovely, and you guys made friends with each other and talked amongst each other, and it was just a really great day. It was almost like we were just a bunch of people with a common interest, just chatting and having a great day out together, and it was lovely to meet like every single one of you, and thank you so much again if you came. And honestly, I wasn't sure how the meetup was going to go, but it went so well, and I've had such a great time, and I hope you guys did as well. That I will probably do another one at some point in the new year. The next thing that I did in 2017 that was really fun actually is that I went to my very first Ceilidh, which if you don't know is like a Scottish dancing situation. My friend Sam is Scottish, if you couldn't tell. I mean, she's been in some of my vlogs and you can probably tell by her accent, but it was her birthday and she wanted to go Ceilidh dancing, she wanted to go Scottish dancing. And so I went along, and I'd never been to one of those things before, I'd never Scottish danced before. So I had no clue what to expect, but Lord have mercy, it was such a great evening. Tiring, like don't get me wrong, it was absolutely exhausting. Like it genuinely felt like I was doing exercise for about that 3 hours, but it was also a lot of fun, like so much fun. I cannot explain it. It's such a community type of dance, and the dance steps are pretty easy to get, and they're very fun. Like, oh my god, I really want to go back actually. I never thought I would. Who knew? I'm not a good dancer, by the way, like don't get the wrong idea. I'm not like this incredible Scottish dancer, obviously I'm far from it, but I just enjoyed just doing it, even though I was really terrible at it. And like, I'm so glad, you know, I'm so glad I got to try something new, a new kind of dance, and I would do it again. Like, leave comments down below, let me know if you've ever been to a Scottish dancing Ceilidh situation, because if you haven't, you really need to. They're fun. The 15th thing that I did in 2017 is that I went to Winchester for the first time. So Winchester is a town, I believe, in the UK, and my friend Eddie is from Winchester. He lives there, and you guys all know Eddie, he's amazing. And for the first time ever, this year I decided to go and visit him, and it was so lovely to just see Winchester. And I went during December as well, so it was all Christmassy, and we went ice skating there, went to the pub, and it was just beautiful. We saw a panto there. It was such a lovely town, and I'm so glad to be able to cross off another location of the places that I've been to in the UK, because the UK is beautiful and it's got so many great places around it, and I'm lucky that I've actually been to a lot of the UK, and I'd love to travel more of the UK in 2018. But yeah, Winchester was great, and it was just great to spend some time with Eddie as well and see his town and where he kind of grew up and everything. So thank you, Eddie, for that weekend of fun and lols. The next thing I did in 2017 is that I rekindled my love for Vienna. Now if you watch my Vlogmas, you'd know that in the middle of December, me and 3 of my friends, Sharika, Daisy and Alex, went to Vienna for a few days. And if you didn't know, Vienna is a place that I used to live in. My mom's side of the family are all Austrian, and I spent 3 years of my life in between the years of 15 to 18 living in Vienna, Austria, and so we still have a little flat there, and it was amazing to be able to go back there with 3 of my friends. And growing up, like the 3 years that I spent in Vienna were some of my least favourite years. There are many reasons behind this, but the main reason is the school that I used to go to. I'll make a whole other video about that school and why I didn't enjoy living in Vienna another time. But Christmas time in Vienna has always been one of my favourite times. Like, even though I never really enjoyed living in Vienna, I always loved Christmas whilst I was in Vienna. Like, it was my favourite time being in Vienna, and so I was really happy to be able to go to Vienna with my friends during Christmas time, and I hadn't been back for Christmas in Vienna in a long time. I think the last time I was there during the Christmas season was in 2009, so what, like 8 years before that. And it was really nice because my friends were very excited. It was their first time in Vienna, all 3 of them, and they were loving it, and just kind of seeing their excitement and like experiencing it with them, like being in Vienna almost like as a tourist rather than as somebody who used to live there, made me look at it in a different way, and I started to appreciate it even more, and my love for it came back. And I'm just very happy that that happened, because it almost made me see Vienna in a new light, and I think I needed that to happen. And now I'm very happy, and I'll happily go back. I mean, I've got family, I've got relatives in Vienna, so it's not like I'm never going to go back. I visit Vienna on a regular basis. I think since I moved to London in 2008, I've been back to Vienna at least once a year, so it's a city that's always going to be a part of my life, and I'm just glad that this year I managed to love it more and like rekindle, like I said, my love for it and see it from a different light. And I feel like it's going to make my future visits to Vienna even more joyful. And And finally, the last thing I did in 2017, and this is quite a general thing, but probably one of the most important things actually, is that I made quite a few incredible new friends. And honestly, what more do you want from life than the gift of friendship? I realise how cheesy that sounds, but jokes aside, I feel like in 2017 I decided to open up myself to new friendships and new possibilities and new connections, and the fact that I was open to it made that it could happen more easily, and I started to get to know some of my acquaintances a bit more and slowly develop those into actual friendships. And you can never have too many friends, in my opinion. Obviously quality always comes before quantity, but as long as you're making new quality friends, then that's amazing. And I don't know, I feel like I've grown so much because of those new friendships. Like, I've learned so much, you know, with the chats that I've had with these new people that I've allowed into my life now, and I'm just very grateful. Like, you know, I feel like I've got at least 3 or 4 new people in my life now that became friends of mine, that I allowed into my friendship group in 2017, that I can call my friends now. And I'm very excited to see how these friendships grow in 2018, and just like new friends is always good. So thank you 2017 for giving me the opportunity to make some new connections with some great new people. But anyway, all cheesiness aside, that's the end of this video. These were the 17 major things I did in 2017. I hope you enjoyed listening to my list. Feel free to make a list down below and let me know of some of your highlights of 2017 or things that you would really like to achieve in 2018. And yeah, as always guys, thank you so much for watching. Your support honestly means the world to me, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye!